What's good, everybody? This is your boy Dracona coming to you live from the Draconian's domain, where we are back at it again with Dungeons and Dragons: The Collision of Planes. Now, in this episode, our warriors are finally gonna meet all together on the situation at hand because of King Atlas. Right now, a huge fan favorite of ours, Tano, had led the rest of the party with the other party members into the dining hall. So, no, Atlas. I was saying Astros. Sorry, I said, oh my god. Astros. It's Astros. I do apologize. I said Atlas. I do apologize, everybody. It's been that type of weekend, okay? My brain is a little fried. I do humbly apologize. But yes, where they just met King Astros for the first time, and right now our company is having a huge hatred for a certain general. But a lovey-dovey little satyr of Tano had led the rest of the party members to the dining hall to meet the other party members. Now, let's begin with the collisions of planes. Alright. So, with that being said, let's introduce everybody. You have Beta Trigger that is playing Elena. You have Crystal Tifa that's playing as Estella, a wizard, high elf. Okay, moving on. Also, we have the forever clumsy, hilarious Mr. Ando Ram playing as Victor, a rogue monk. We can barely hear you, bro. Yeah, that's a lot better. And also, our little fiery fire ganassi, Buffy Catch, by the name of Pyre. And also we have Mr. Floppy Ducky Prime, sorry. I told you it's been that kind of week. Floppy Ducky Prime playing as Lizikio, the Asmir Paladin. And last but not least, we have Banshee Healer playing as Kuma, the Air Ganassi. She's a little shorty. Okay. Oh, there are ways. There are ways that you can do that. But so, where we guys left off is when Tano had taken, pardon me, when Tano, our lovely satyr, has taken, I was about to say Kuma, Pyre and Victor, walking them through the halls, showing the pictures that was in the castle, taking them to the dining hall where the rest of the team are meeting. So, Tano walks Victor and Pyre into the dining hall, where there she is accompanied by the rest of our heroes or warriors, if anyone would like to be a little pronunciated on that. So then Tano goes, "Greetings, everybody! Welcome! I want to welcome this fine young gentleman right here. Tano forgot your name. Yes, you, sir. Victor! Yeah! Victor! Come! Eat! Plenty of food. And I would like to introduce all of you to this, Blazing Beauty, I guess? What's your name is again? Tunnel forgot. I'm sorry. Pyre? But, Pyre, ma'am? Please don't burn the place down. So, but welcome, come, eat. Everything is glorious. The food here is terrific. Well, you two go over there and introduce yourselves to the lovely guests that we have here. Tano's gonna go back up on stage and do his Tano thing. So, Tano shows you to the table. Now, in this situation, where is everybody seated? You have 6 rows on one side, 6 rows. Hold on, you have. Ah, okay. Okay. So you're on one side. Who's on that side with you? Because there's 6. It's a long table. Uh, it could seat 10 guests one side, 10 guests on the other side, and one guest on each side at the end of the table. Where are all of you seating right now? Okay, are you sitting on the right side or the left side? Okay. So basically, you are just, all over the place doing your own thing. Okay. So, as you are standing around doing your own thing, um, Tano goes back up on the stage, jumps on the mic and go, starts just singing. None of you understand, but you just fucking fall in love with this little satyr just hitting backflips with the mic, just throwing down tunes while the band behind him just looking at him weirdly like, we never seen this side of you before. Like, the band is just going along with it, but they're looking at Tano really weird, like, okay. So, now, at this moment, Victor and Pyre, what are you doing at this very moment? Yeah. Tano escorts you to the table. What are you doing right then? Describe the situation where all of you are right now and what you are doing. Um, Before anybody talks, I need you to roll an investigation check. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Perception. Perception. No, no, no. Keep the same roll. Perception. With that roll, you see that the room is finally like decorative and everything. The only thing that you see that just a little bit off is one of the guards is just like a little bit woozy, like dozing off. He's he's sleepy. No, he's sleepy. That's the only thing you notice. It looks, well, to you it looks like that he's sleepy. To you, that's what it looks like. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So wait, Tifa, you're looking around him. Are you? Do you want to roll an insight check on him of any sort? All right. Go ahead. Roll your insight check. Yeah. Let Tifa. 15. You notice off the back that he seems like a chill forward dude. I mean, you see him with a little bit of a raggedy-ish monk roguish clothing that he wore, and you seem something is a bit odd with him, but he's just a normal guy. Why did I let this damn? I regret it. I read it. I already regretted it the first time I told her she can have it. As all right. Yeah, go ahead. Roll your insight check for Pyre. Okay. We just no. That's actually pretty good roll. I could say this. Um, I can't give too much away for her, but with that roll, I could give you a lot. You seem like just by looking at her, you seem like she's a little distracted about something. But the way she presents herself and her posture, she mainly keeps to herself a lot. You get the sense like she's not familiar with working with a lot of people. She just by her posture and her posure, you get the feeling that she is not the type of person to stay in one place. Yeah, yeah. You get the sense from her just by her standing in a posture and you being a damn fear, and you've been around a lot of villagers and people. You get the same sense that the way she's carrying herself and the way she's is looking and her posture, her facial expression. You seem like she does. You know for a fact that she doesn't like to stay in one place for too long. She likes to be moving around. Is this true, Pyre? Okay. So hold on, everybody. Yeah. So yeah. What about you, Pyre? Where are you doing at this very instant? Okay. Make a sleight of hand check. Okay. As you're picking away at things, one of the guards just is fixated on your gaze, but he doesn't see you taking the food because he's so fixated on your beauty of a firish Ganaxi. He's just fixated on your beauty that he doesn't even see what you're doing. No, that's a general. This is one of the guards that's right by the door. Yeah. He just fixated on your gaze. You could feel like he's watching you, but you're just slowly taking something and throwing it in your robes and whatnot. But, but, hold on. But, right across from you, there's the one of the servants, and just gives you a look, and just like, and she's going about her business, and then she walks out away. Uh, the servant's name, we'll call her Rochella. Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. I'll be fine. It's nothing new. He just gets a little handsy at times. We tell the king this, but in order for us to speak with the king, we have to go through him, and it's just hard for us not to. He, well, the general, he could be quite handsy, but he never harmed us. Yes, it's unbearable of the things that he does, but the king has been very, very under pressure with the events that are happening, and with the loss of Her Majesty, he's just been in so much turmoil and distress. We just didn't want to abrupt him with this, because we have all the time in the world to go speak with the king, but because there was so much events that was happening in this castle, it's kind of hard for us to talk to him. Yous were very lucky enough, coming from distant lands and distant worlds and distant places, for yous to come to help the king in this aid. I really, really thank yous from the bottom of my heart. So please, we may not have much, there may not be much food out there, but please take as much as you like. Um, Make an investigation check. 18. Um, to be quite honest, it was so sudden. We were not given so many details on how Her Majesty passes, nor would we ever talk about it. But because yous are such fine warriors and helping us with Zaid, the only thing I can tell you is that it all started when the disturbance outside has been like this. Before she can, before she can answer, you hear the door. Um, I, I have to go. Please, excuse me. As she scurries off, the guards at the guards at the door opens opens the doors, and there you see King King Astros coming out. Welcome, welcome. I just had to meet everyone. Normally, I don't give a private audience like this. And right behind King Astros is the general, just to keep an eye on things. His Majesty has come to greet all of yous in a proper manner. I insisted on His Majesty that I take all of yous to him, but and before he can answer, he goes, "That's enough, That's enough, General. Please, I will be fine. They mean no harm. But, sire, you had so much happening in this castle. I don't think it's quite. Astros just demands, General, please vacate the dining hall. If you like, keep watch in front of the doors. On the other side. Your Highness. As he looks, he sees you. Make a sleight of hand. Yeah. 12. Okay. As he looks up, instead of seeing you with the whole gesture, you beat him by 1. Just letting you know. You beat him by 1. He rolled. No, his shit is very high, but he rolled a nat 1. Yeah, he rolled a nat 1. So, as he looks up, instead of seeing you with the sly remark of covering, he just looks past you and just gives a little head nod to Pyre. So, you all see it because he's right behind the king. He's on the king's left side, right here, and you all see it. And okay. Yeah, he's looking. Pyre, Estella's right here. Not Estella. Oh God, Elena's right here, and then right beyond Elena is Pyre. So he doesn't even notice Elena doing this right in front of him. He just looks. His gaze is fixed on Pyre, and he goes, and turns around and walks away, and he says, "Guards, man the door." My apologies. So as Astros walks up, he tells Tano. Tano's just like, hey. So as Tano's doing this, he's like, my key. And he goes, Tano. So much energy. So much devotion in your weird natural ways. But I enjoy you. Tano happy. And as for you all, I do humbly apologize for my general. He is a bit high strung. As most of you know, that we've been having complications in our kingdom. So as he looks to all of you and he says, I humbly thank all of you for joining our cause. Now, I know that some of you has been mishandled with not just by the general, but by Marcus as well. I can't tell you everything that I know about Marcos, but what I can tell you is that he is not a persuasive man. It takes a lot to make him understand, because he lives his life on a balance. He doesn't choose sides. Until I sacrificed something of mine. And as you see, he lifts up his hand, and you see that his hand is bandaged, that none of you's noticed in the throne room. I had to sacrifice my own blood for our cause. Blood of royalty. But what he does not know was that I was married into it, as I told most of you. So, I just wanted to come by to extend my gratitude. Whatever you need. My wife painted beautiful portraits and visions of what she saw. Why do you ask, my dear? He make a perception check on that. That is a question that I do not know myself. I woke up one night and saw that blacken. The problem is I can't remember the dream. It's a little fuzzy. But it might not have been a dream. I vague as he looks up, he's just like, the one thing I can tell you is that when I vaguely remember what that painting was for, but I remember the night that it was painted. Well, at least when it was finished painted. My wife, Her Majesty, she was very disoriented when she finished that painting. And I never knew or it came across my mind, since the security's been on high alert. It's not that I fear of leaving my castle, because Lord knows I would love to wander around and just reminisce her blessings of paintings around us, but I fear that if something happens to me, the people of Tessera will surely be fallen a lot worse than what they are going through now. So I have to stand strong and make sure that I am here. And that's why my guards and the general is on very, very high alert. But the one person that I can guarantee that may know a lot more about that painting is what I told these two young warriors. The monk and this nomad. I had told them when they asked the right that you must look for my vizier. His name is Lykrum. That's Lykrum. He has gone missing. It's not like him to go missing. I know he's still alive. And what happened? Oh. Oh. I know that he's still alive, 100%. But he hasn't come back from the forests. as he walks over and tells you to please have a seat, converse with me. He sits at the head of the table with Tano. He yells, he waves, gives Tano a gentle waver, sits him right next to him, and then he's on the left side. So you see, you so all of a sudden, as he calls upon Tano, he looks at to the servants and he tells the servants, "Please, everyone, we have enough food and water and wine. Thank yous. I will no longer be needing your services. Take the rest of the day off." So everybody just looks at him as a noble, puts their hand right over their heart and says, "Thank you, my liege." And they all walk away, parting. So, the great Marcus picked you all, you six. Is there any other questions that you might have? Aside from the painting, which I can't vaguely remember, but I hope this information was enough for you. It's not just Ravenloft, my dear. It's everywhere. I'm sure that most of you have been experiencing creatures or disturbances around your worlds or where you're from. Am I not wrong about this? Then it probably hasn't traveled that far for you. But I guarantee you that you have been seeing things that out of the peculiar, but you possibly pay no mind to it. Ravenloft. I've been there a time or two in my battles and fights. Roll a roll an invest no roll a wisdom check. An intelligence. Sorry, intelligence. A dirty 20. So explain more about your. Oh, thank you for the follow. Muchly appreciated. I gotta put that thing in front of my thing because I don't see who followed me. But thank you so much for the follow. Your follow is graciously appreciated. So, I can't see your name, but whoever you are, thank you so much. It's muchly appreciated. So continue on forward. Describe the situation of Ravenloft that you were at. Yeah, from Ravenloft that you know of Ravenloft. Yes. Sorry about that, everybody. Alright, go ahead. Oh crap, I did not have to. Alright, everybody speak right now. Alright, everybody was muffled. Wow. I don't know why that's doing that. That was not supposed to be doing that. I don't know why. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I just got yeah. Yeah, they heard you. It sounded muffled though. So
okay.
again, everybody, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for giving me the heads up. Yeah, I might miss a lot, but not a lot. But now we're getting into the juicy details. So again, that's my fault. I do apologize.
Yeah.
So
He said.
as we
Now we can hear you,
continue, yeah, as we continue, your parts of Ravenloft, you were saying?
I have the whole fucking map of Ravenloft.
Okay. You were saying about Ravenloft? About the area that you know.
Oh, I know Bordova. So there's it's a mountainous terrain. Castle Ravenloft is just below Bordova Village, or just above Bordova Village. There's a lake. There's a shit ton of mountains and rivers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mountainous terrain. A lot of terrain that for Elena's section, she would know how to navigate, but anyone else coming in wouldn't.
Okay.
A lot of ambush spots.
There was a time that I have never been there, but I've been south of that. No, north of that.
North of the Shadow Rift.
Yes.
What's north of the Shadow Rift? Would it be Tempest or Keening, my lord?
It was neither.
Neither. Further north?
Yes, it was neither of those. We
Further.
went beyond that. The reason why you might not have heard of it in your time was because we have dismantled that city. The time of war that I was in.
Time travel. Okay. Interesting.
But that was a very dark time for me.
Do you happen to know the name of the city, my lord?
You rolled a dirty 20 on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I do remember, however, we made a solemn oath never to speak of it again. But even though that I may speak of it, there are certain pictures in the hall that you can actually gain information from. My wife, she was the only person I told that before I made that promise with my men. She knew where I was going to go. But sadly she's gone. But the one thing that I can tell you, with that roll, she hid certain messages within pictures. You just got to look past it. That's why I loved my wife so much. She has been very, very gracious, beautiful. Even to a time that I had to fight the general for her protection. He's been a bit salty, but loyal.
See?
He's well, I don't know what to say on how their time was, so I was just gonna say, yeah, he was a bit salty.
Guilty
A
lover.
bit is just kind of an undertone, though.
Yeah, right? Just a
So-
little bit.
But I would say, if you wanted more information about that place, but I think the best one for you to go to was the one that my wife was very, very discreet on painting. But I never realized that somebody had threw paint all over it. I have forgotten myself because I choose to forget. It was a very bad war. My one-winged friend. You've been quiet,
Yes.
mostly. Why is this? As the king looks at you, a little confused.
I've just been. There's just something on my mind, and I just hope to the heavens I'm wrong.
Well, share with us.
The person who did this to my wing. I honestly feel like he has a part to play in all this. Why everything is. I don't know, something is just giving me that gut feeling, Your Majesty.
And what is
And it's a
this?
feeling-
What is this man, or woman, or creature that did this to you?
He was actually a man I thought I could trust. He was envious of me, but at the time I thought nothing of it.
And
So
what-
one day he. Go on, I'm sorry for interrupting, Your Majesty.
No, go ahead. I apologize. As he leans back like this, petting Tano on his head, and Tano's just like those little dogs that you get the right spot, their legs start shaking.
Yes.
So please, go on.
To make a very long story short, he made a pact with some devils and attacked my village. And
Was he always like this, or was he a different person?
he was always envious of me. That much I can tell. But I never thought he'd do something like this.
And his name
And-
is...
His name is Lazrael.
Lazria. Roll an insight check on the king.
I
I
assist with
normally don't say to roll an insight check, but I'm going to just for the sake of this.
Can I assist with that?
No, you haven't been in the no. If you were in the time frame that he was in, yes,
Yeah.
you can. But since you couldn't,
You don't have the insight.
yeah.
Is 17 high?
Lazria. I've came upon that name once. But
Is there anything you can tell me, Your Majesty?
I only met this creature. He was almost like you. That's why I'm a little off-putting. I can't know much. But maybe my vizier may have more answers. He's been here. And he was the one that had the general bring up to me to introduce. And I only met him a brief moment. So maybe the answers you seek lies with my vizier.
Did
Or-
he say anything to you? Did he? Is there any way I can find him?
As I said, my friend, I only met him briefly.
I'm just really upset.
He goes and leans over and parts you like this and says, "You don't have to be upset anymore. That's why you are all here. To help not just our kingdom, but to help for your loss, for your gains, and to find out who you all really are. My dear, with the fiery hair that burns with passion, I see that you like to sit distantly from all of us. Please, come join. Come closer."
Alright, I guess I'll take a closer. I'll move like one seat.
Are you scared of us, my dear?
It's not you that I'm afraid of. I don't want to disrupt this meal and this gathering with my presence.
Lena's gonna kind of quirk an eyebrow at her, like, you're not disturbing anything.
Estella just looked at her like, why are you saying that? Like you're not like a burden to us.
I guess she has some kind of history or something, but okay.
So as the
Yeah.
king looks, he goes, "I have gathered you warriors for a purpose. So tonight, don't think of us as just people to avoid or unfriendly beings. In this hall, my dear, I can assure you that no one here will cause a ruckus or a muckus. So please, come closer and let us gaze upon you. Because we are all but friends. Yous are here to work with one another. Let me make a friendly gesture to you, Nomad." So he looks over Tano, and he hands Tano something. First he opens his cloak, gets something, he gives it to Tano and says to Tano, and he says, "Please." So as you see Tano like passing Victor, passing everybody, and by the time he gets a little closer to to Pyre,
no.
as he gets closer to Pyre, he shakenly just goes, and you don't see it. She takes her hand out. Tano places something in your hand and says, "Come, come, come." And he whispers to you. I'm gonna write what he says. I'm gonna send it to you.
Alright.
All right.
Oh, now the fun begins.
Well, I'm taking
Yeah,
notes.
right?
I'm gonna take notes on this, so I'm like, what is this?
Right?
What is it?
I'm not
Oh my
joking.
God.
I have literally in big caption right now. Look at all the pictures. Queen was clearly clairvoyant.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep.
Wish I had more drink.
All the drink.
Oh man, this is gonna be
Give me a minute.
Did that dog just say I love you?
this one is
Oh, happy.
Who's speaking?
He said no.
He did.
Making high ski.
Who is shedding so much?
Oh God.
Oh, you're better.
She's
than
like,
me.
I know I am. You got
Oh,
a
my
problem with that,
floor
Mom?
is covered. I sweep it every day. It's just covered in fur. I swear there's no escape.
That's a pretty baby. Oh.
He's like,
Like, you can stop now. As much as I like it, you can stop.
Yes, you are.
Jeez, what are you writing?
Yeah, right?
Hold on.
5 years later.
Oh.
Centuries later. Jeez.
dog is entertaining enough.
Yeah, I know the puppy's entertaining.
No.
Yeah.
As he scratches.
It itches.
Pet
Nom
me.
nom nom itches.
Scratch.
But
He's a handful.
Bragg, by the time you're done writing, your
It's
computer's
a
gonna be out.
baby. How old is she again?
Holly, she is going to be 3 on Christmas.
Oh, she's a Christmas puppy.
She is a Christmas
Ooh.
puppy. Her and her brothers and sisters were born on Christmas. We got her in
Nice.
February. I love her to death, but she's the bane of my existence.
Okay.
She's an attention seeker. That's what she is.
All right.
She's like,
I sent it to you. So as Tano whispers in his
Here's a little
ear,
puppy.
as Tano's whispers in her ear, the king goes, "All of you, you all have purposes. As this gentleman here with searching for a person that he once called friend, to this wonderful, beautiful high elf with a weird companion, no less."
Well, the monk
Yeah,
just lifted
that-
up his head like from eating his chicken.
And the king just looks over. Yeah, that thing.
Who was it? Maggie was like, wait, what?
And he looks over to the monk and says, "You are an interesting being."
thank you, I guess. I guess. I don't know
And
how to take that. But yeah.
but fear not, I welcome you. And to you, my dear, as I said, you remind me so much of my wife. I believe that you are a huge blessing that will bring this group together.
I appreciate that, but I really don't think so.
Trust me when I see it in your eyes. You may be very scared of it at first.
Death
But-
flag.
I guarantee you will one day overcome that fear.
Thank you.
And to you, my dear, you seem very, very dark as you portray yourself, but I believe the true heritage you will find one day. Because there's something about you and our connection to Ravenloft. I myself have dark memories of it and can't answer your questions of all of it. So seek out my vizier. I think he will have the answers. For all of you, at that fact.
Is there anything we need to know about your vizier?
Don't piss him off.
Fair enough.
With a parrot of any kind?
No, he doesn't have a parrot, and I don't know what a parrot is, but no. He doesn't have a parrot.
God damn it!
We're getting there.
Crap.
It's fine.
I don't.
Wow. He doesn't have a
Does he have a
parrot that I
parrot?
know of.
Next
no.
plan of attack is to find a parrot to give to him as a gift.
Oh
Yes.
God.
Right?
Just saying.
You gotta
But-
find him and talk
Thank
to
you, Your
her.
Majesty. He's a parrot.
Find a lamb.
My dear, how do you feel?
Who's he speaking to? Elena or
No, Pyre.
Pyre?
Oh. just gonna go find like a whatever empty seat is kind of like in the group. I'm just gonna sit there.
So
As
you
a response.
so you start coming closer to the group.
Yeah.
So the king looks at you and says, "It's a start."
I think
But-
black. We're done.
Steal something else off one of the other, like something else to eat off the table.
Wait, you say that again?
I'm just gonna like sneak something else off one of the plates.
Roll a sleight of hand.
4.
Nice.
So
Hurrah!
as a king just has his hands like this and looks at you and says, "It's one of my favorites too." So he sees you taking it, but he doesn't mind.
I'm gonna offer a mug of wine or ale over to her as well.
Okay. Do you accept the wine or ale? Well, what are you giving her first? Wine or ale? You can just say
Well,
wine.
It's wine. It's wine.
It's
She said it's
wine?
wine.
Okay, so then I am offering her wine.
Elena's gonna look Kuma dead in the eye. Kuma, how many have you had to drink today?
I don't wish to answer that one.
Apparently
Wow.
not enough.
Never enough. She's an alcoholic. Who cares?
Enough is never enough. Buonasera. But so all of a sudden, he just looks at her at the Fire Ganassi at Pyre and just like, "Is there anything that's been troubling any of you within the castle? Because it is getting late and time is a dawn."
Aside from your general's lack of courtesy, no. Your servants have been very pleasant to us. And Tano has been more than
Tano.
Thank you, my dear.
That's
Thank you,
been
thank you,
very
thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy. As he's like doing his thing right over there, the king looks at him like, "Now I know why she loved you so much. In darkest times, you're always happy. Because Tano loves you, my king." Oh,
Your Majesty, if I may,
yes.
if you ever have a chance, please speak with your servants. It would seem your general has.
Has anything been going amiss with the servants? Any of you have seen?
There was a slight issue before Victor Empire arrived, but perhaps it's best if you speak with them instead. This was only an incident that we witnessed.
Make
It
a-
sounded like. Make a persuasion?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Please go high.
Well, anybody can assist. Whoever
Oh,
saw.
Want to?
All right,
Please.
you can assist. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter because I rolled a dirty 20 anyway. Unless
Oh,
you want me to go
okay.
higher.
Well, it's up to you. Roll again. See what you get.
Okay.
Because she was there at the time when.
Or you
A
guys
little bit higher. Make it
Everybody was there at
it's
that
a
time. Yeah.
21.
All right. 21.
Lovely.
So with that roll, as you're telling the king all this, the king looks at you and says, "This, he will be dealt with.
Yes.
I will. It's not the first time that I've heard this, but as I said before, we had so much going on in the kingdom. I was not able to help at the time.
It's quite understandable, Your
But
Majesty.
but doing that in front of guests, I have a very low tolerance for that. So I will have a little chat with him. This I promise you. With my servants. And he will be dealt with. How about any of you? Has any of you had any problems with him, the general? Aside from his rude behavior and being not forthcoming with his words because he is very
Say it.
high strung.
Say it, I just saw your reaction.
Well, he hasn't really said much besides for the ignorance that he has said, but He did, however, take our weapons before we met you.
They have. I can assure you, my dear, I had ordered him to take your weapons. Due to the simple fact, like I said, my life was threatened multiple times. But I can assure you that you will all have your weapons and your belongings back.
Your Majesty, I understand time grows short. However, I do have a quick question.
Okay.
Your attackers, the assassins, has anyone been caught? Anything you can tell us as to their clothing, anything at all?
To my knowledge, only one has been caught.
Only one.
Only one.
And may I ask who it is, Your Majesty?
Or where he's being kept?
Sadly, he escaped.
Escape.
So none has been caught.
He was.
He was detained and then he got out.
Don't know of his name, but I can tell you he had a burn mark on his arm, on his hand, in form of a Bengal tattoo on his right hand. That was a fucking good question.
Yeah!
I'm not gonna lie, that was a really good question.
You said like a...
We're
No,
gonna
hold on.
check
A
the
Bengal
arms
type
of
tattoo?
everybody.
Are you talking about like the henna? Are you talking about like henna
Yeah.
tattooing? Or...
No, I
No.
did like a burn too.
It's a tattoo. It was a burn, but because of the burn, it burned half the tattoo that was on his hand.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So he has a tattoo on his hand that looks like a Bengal, you said?
A bangle, yeah. It looks like a bracelet. It looks like a bracelet, like.
So it's on his wrist. So he
Yeah,
has
it's on
burned
his
hand,
wrist.
was down on
It
his
was
wrist.
leading to his hand, but
Mhm.
his hand was burned.
Okay, so it's just mostly he has a tattoo that is similar to a bracelet right now. Okay.
He actually he might still be in the city, to be quite honest, because my guards are watching all the doors and exits that lead out of the city and sewers, to be quite honest. We even had to cave 8 of our sewers to make sure that we find this culprit.
If we find him, would you like us to bring him back or dispose of him?
My dear, I don't want to dispose of anybody at this time. He could be a person that's weak-minded. I know of not.
So
It's
you're
an
telling me
interesting-
you want information from him.
Maybe he comes from the outskirts of this land. Perhaps from the forest before it became induced with stuff. So he might have just ran out of the forest. I think if you find this gentleman, he might give you the information that you need. But if you
Did by
find
chance
him,
you ever see him?
I've seen
Or
him.
would the guards detain him before he made it to you?
Well, he was detained, and then I saw him.
So
Did you notice anything odd about him? Arcane, anything at all that may stick out aside from the burn?
Make a perception check.
14.
Okay. The one thing I can tell you, he was wearing a mask. But his eyes told me it's not where he wanted to be.
yeah, he got caught.
No.
It's either it was either because he got caught or he didn't want to do.
He came the closest of trying to assassinate me. But his
But he didn't
eyes
want-
told me something different, that he didn't want to be there at all.
So you're
So
saying
either
he was
somebody
either
paid him
controlled or
off.
blackmailed?
Or controlled him.
These are the questions that he would not answer to me, but maybe to you, he might. If you find him.
Interesting.
Can we see
I'm gonna keep an
location-
eye out as we search the city, my lord.
Thank you.
Can we see the location of the attack?
Unfortunately, nobody's able to go into my chambers.
Nice, Ando.
Fair enough.
He looks at him a little weird, like, Nobody goes into my chambers.
I mean, evidence-wise, but okay, never mind.
Well, if
no,
you were
understand-
looking for evidence, it's probably been already picked clean with our guards.
Understandable question, but that was a little weird.
Yeah.
I concur with your one-winged friend right here.
I don't have anything that I can give the king to help. Fuck!
It'll be hard to find like traces of him, like when the guards already cleaned everything up.
Not necessarily.
Well,
Our
my
king
dear,
sometimes
hold on.
leave an-
To answer your question, my dear, I can tell you one evidence that might be a bit of a help.
And what was that?
He smelled strong of ale.
Ale.
Nice.
Drunk.
So he's like a drunk guard.
Possibly,
No.
I do not know. But
He could be staying at
I-
a tavern.
I would possibly check there. So,
Hey guys, do you think he maybe, as a drunk guard, he might be at a tavern? Maybe.
Possibly. It's hard to say.
So, with that being said, as the king backs up, I think I have time for one more question before I bid you adieu. The night is growing weary, and I must rest. And Tano, as you see Tano like knocked out on the floor, like
Way past the bedtime.
as you see a little
love
snot,
him.
as
Like the
you see a
anime
little
snot
snot
bubble.
bubble,
The anime snobble.
yeah, just
Anime, like
coming in
anime.
and out. Yeah, you see a little snot bubble just coming out. Tano. He's just like, yes, I agree with him. It is getting late, and you must get your rest. So, I have time for one more question. And for you, my dear, you look a little distracted about the general, as I see. Has any harm came to you?
No harm came to me, but he did seem intent on
Baiting? guess.
something more.
As what, pray tell? As he leans over.
Elena's now intently staring at Pyre like, okay, hold on.
I am now eagerly offering you the wine.
I think it could be described as his interest for me is much more than my interest for him.
Do you mean
Yeah.
in a sexual regard?
Pencil made proud.
Kuma, Estella, I think we should take shifts this evening when we sleep.
Yes, we should.
I agree.
No worries. I will have my men watch over your dormitories, just in case. It will not be the general's men. The general has special men that we use him for. But my dear, let me just say, you are of rare beauty, which you have that driven passion and that fiery hair of yours of war. For some odd reason that I can't even put into my right state of mind, is why he's so attracted with that.
I wonder. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Likes gingers.
Like,
I can't
Redheads.
believe he just said that!
Redheads.
Okay, he likes gingers.
oh,
That's
God.
great.
But maybe, as he's ready to part, maybe you could use that to your advantage to get more questions and answers out of him.
Idea.
I was saying that the other day.
He's
So with
fired.
that,
He's fired.
so with that being said, everybody, I bid you adieu and a good night.
Elena's gonna stand and bow.
I'll follow once I see it. 'cause I
The
don't
same.
want
The same.
Bowing
So I look over, the king looks over, and then you see two servants coming trying to lift up Tano. He waves off, like, no need. I got this little fella. And he picks him up, and you see Tano, like, cradled in his arms, like, out my foot.
God.
And then he's just like,
Okay. Elena's gonna like just stare for a second, and you just see like that kawaii blush go across her face, like, oh my god, I love it.
So he bids all of you a good day, and he walks away. Guards, please open up the door. And you hear right behind the door, You heard the king. Open the doors.
Oh well.
So he opens up the doors, and the general just stands there like, Sire, I will have a talking with you in the morning.
Ooh, you
There are matters.
Get him.
There are matters that we need to discuss. And there will be consequences. What are you saying, my lord? He leans over to the king. He leans over to the general and says, Figure that out by tomorrow morning. He turns away with Tano in his hand as he walks away with Tano.
Yes.
The general
Oh,
just
that's
looks like he just heard a fucking ghost whispering in his ear, like, what the fuck was all that about?
I am just grinning ear to ear at this. I don't even care if he sees.
So the general's holding his big long sword that's right there, just holding it like this and like, bastards.
Whatever.
He just gives you that death stare and says, Men! Take them to their sleeping quarters! King
Elena's gonna
Hold on. The king turns, looks at that as he says that, and turns around, and he says, General, I'll have my men take care of their needs. You can excuse yourself and your men. And if I find out you have been harassing them any more to this very day, you will be severely punished. So tomorrow morning, before they awaken, I need you to come to the throne room. So, as the king parts ways with Tano in his hand,
Elena's gonna put some fruit in her bag because she has a little pouch on her hip. So like apple, a couple apples, a
all
pear.
right, write that down. Give me a. I'm gonna say, give me a random roll. Give me a random roll.
What?
Okay. 20?
Yeah. Give me a random roll.
Okay.
From 1 to 5, I can tell you the amount of food you're taking. From 6 to 10, I can tell you the quantity of amount of food and water that you're bringing, so on and so forth.
9.
9. Okay. So with that roll, you managed to gather 3 apples. Write this in your inventory. 3 apples,
Yeah.
a banana, and a cup of leftover water.
I rolled an 11.
Oh, so you're taking food too?
Yes.
Okay. With that roll, same amount that she grabbed, you grabbed as well. The same amount. 3 apples, 1 banana, and a cup of water.
Anyone else squirreling away food?
I want to do
Well,
too.
she's been taken. So whatever you took, Pyre?
Buffy?
No, Pyre. Yeah, Buffy.
Um,
Write down in your inventory. You took what did you take from the table and from the thing? The tables?
I think I just whatever was like on the closest plate,
Okay.
probably.
You took a big whole loaf of bread from one end of the dining table when you first walked in. You took a whole big loaf of bread, and on the other one, you took one of the delectable fruit that you couldn't even know, that you don't even know, but when you first tasted it was really, really good. It
I'll be right
was
back. Guys, give me 1 second.
it was mango. You took some mango.
Mango.
Mangoes.
Mangoes.
Right, so you have one big whole loaf of bread. I would say it's about a good. It's a loaf size. You took a nice loaf size of bread.
Like a Sara Lee type bread.
Yeah,
Okay.
bigger than that. It was bigger than that.
Sara Lee.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because with the roll that she rolled, they got over that guard because she was just struck on her beauty and whatnot. She was able to take that. But she was caught. She was caught by one of the servants. But the servant just like
I don't care.
he was just like, it's free. Why the fuck you stealing it? But okay. He just shook his head like, okay, and walked away. So you have a big loaf of bread and you have a nice juicy untouched mango.
I rolled a 17.
You rolled a 17, you hungry fat bastard, you fucking Poe. Okay.
Yes.
Whatever.
You take hold on. You take write
Okay.
this in your pouch. You take 4 apples, 3 bananas, and a pint of wine.
Ooh.
He came late, so it's fine.
Come on, no.
Baby, I have 8.
You have 8?
Calorie fill, come on.
Yep.
Okay, you take the same amount. You take 3 apples, 1 banana, and a cup of water.
I rolled a 18.
18? Okay.
Yeah.
We got 2 big fat asses in my game. You take the same exact amount that Andal took.
Okay.
So pint
Four-
of wine. The
Four,
wine.
4 apples, 3 bananas, and a pint of wine.
Party in my room. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway,
robbery.
so
Right?
and what about you, Buffy? You have extra food because you stole it.
Are you taking any more?
Yeah. Do you want to take any more? Huh?
Then I'll stop another plate. I'll sneak some more off another plate.
So you want to do another sleight of hand? You want to steal?
Buffy, don't just take the
I'll take
damn
it like in
food.
the
Yeah,
open.
just take it, Buffy.
She's just like, nope.
Because it's
Okay.
just us in the room.
Give me if you just want to steal it, give me a sleight of hand.
Can I roll against that?
No.
I can't roll against
Damn it.
Damn.
Damn.
Go ahead. What
What'd
did
you
you
get?
roll?
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Take the whole table.
She realized that how delicious the mango is when she ate it. She took the whole bowl, which carries 8 mangoes.
So many mangoes.
I just want to know where she's putting all this shit.
Oh, the mango.
She just stole 8 mangoes.
That's fucking
All of them.
To
great.
be fair, mangoes are easy to hide, okay?
They're heavy as fuck too.
Yeah, but they're
That too.
delicious.
True.
That's fucking great.
So without
Awesome.
everybody seeing, she's the last one to leave, and she just like she sees the bowl of mangoes. I'm just like,
You
So I'm
have
taking
9 mangoes. You have 9 untouched mangoes. Just, yeah.
she's just
Mine. Yeah, mine.
Elena, I guess you guys are walking out. Elena, who's closest to Elena right now?
Probably me. I'm probably right behind you. I've been following.
Isn't she the last one?
Muted.
yous are beginning to walk out, so there's no order just yet. But as yous all get up, she just lingered back a little bit and was just like,
Well, no, because Elena's gonna turn to whoever's closest to her and be like, considering that there's a famine right now, it might be best we save these.
so. To be honest, I would put Pyre as last. So who's leaving the dining hall first?
I think Kuma and Elena are gonna probably be side by side.
Okay.
Yes.
So yous are first. Who's behind them?
I'll go beyond.
I guess.
So I guess
Oh.
all 3 of us will be talking for the most part.
Okay,
then.
Yeah.
so Estella and Ezekiel, they're second. Victor,
Okay.
So Victor comes out. He comes right behind him. He trips a little bit, and he goes, "I'm good. I'm good. Yep, I'm good."
Elena turns around hearing that, like, the fuck?
He's looking side to side, looking for the other guy, for the other woman, and was just like, "Where is? Hey, come on! I need you to roll a perception check, Ando."
Don't see it. To just have it be unknown the entire
Oh
time.
my god, please. No, either roll a nat 20 or a nat 1, please.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
I rolled a 10. A 6 plus 4.
A 6 plus 4. Okay. You look over to her. You look over right behind you, and you see Pyre, and you're like,
What the heck?
something different. Eh. And you just like, and just walk away, and then you see
One day.
Pyre just like strutting her stuff, like.
I know what I did, and none of you fuckers are none the wiser.
Right?
So
in total, we have 17 apples, 9 bananas, 9 mangoes, 3 cups of water, 2 pints of wine, and 1 loaf of bread. That's how much food we took.
well, you don't have that bread or that one
Oh,
extra
yeah,
mango.
but-
She does. She
Well,
has
no,
all that
she's
mango.
keeping count of all the food we have.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Out of the food just in case.
Okay, yeah.
I do
Yeah.
believe that the way I think, if I'm right, you can say yes. If not, you can correct me. But I think Kuma, Estella, and I for sure grabbed it to, like, if we come across anyone that, like, is, like, hungry,
Yeah.
you know, offer them food,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
that was more
it
than what
wasn't
we
for
actually
me.
needed.
So
Right.
at this
want
point, you are he'll be back.
Floppy left.
Yeah.
There he is.
Welcome back.
So you are being escorted by the king's guards that guards the palace into your designated rooms.
Did we walk by the the painting again? The black
Before we get to that, everybody, we're gonna take a 10-minute break
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I really gotta go to the bathroom.
Me too.
I
Same.
want to make more tea. So.
Intermission.
So
Actually,
everybody, we will be right back at exactly 7:50. So
Oh my god, it's only
Stay tuned.
7:50. Holy shit!
No,
yeah.
no.
I thought it was later. Oh my god.
Right?